All
All right.
right. Well, we got a lot to talk about today. It is WrestleMania week. We don't know what's happening on Raw tomorrow, but nonetheless, we're still going to do our predictions for the card as we have it right now. So, but that's coming up. All right. Before that, let me get to my blog post for this episode number 156, and I'll go through it in order. So, topic number 3. All right. So, I do want to do one topic from the week of a review of a storyline or an angle that happened. And this was from Monday Night Raw on our review, which me and Robert and Vlad did. It's storyline number 7. So I'm going to skip to that. If anybody wants to go through our full Raw review, thumbs up, thumbs down for every storyline, it's in the description below. But I'm going to skip through a lot of this, actually all of it today, because we just don't have time. We have a lot of things we want to cover, and we're going to do our retro review later on too. So now Paul Heyman supposedly owes Seth Rollins a favor, although I don't know if we will take that seriously or tongue-in-cheek, but let me go through some highlights of what happened this past Monday on Raw before I go through the reviews and ask Vlad and Robert what they think of this whole thing. So here's what happened. Paul Heyman came out to cut a promo because this was the show after the favor, right? So CM Punk revealed the favor he wants from Heyman is that Heyman is going to be in his corner instead of Roman's, right? So what did Heyman say when he came out? He said, you know, I can be loyal to both guys, something like that. You know, I'm not going to be disloyal to Roman just because I'm loyal to Punk or whatever. Some bullshit. And really, this was the first time I kind of thought, not the first time. There has been good segments from Seth Rollins before, although overall his gimmick has been criticized by Vlad in particular on this show. But this episode, the scene he had with Paul Heyman, I thought was pretty damn awesome. So he comes out and he starts, you know, I'm going to really summarize quickly here. But in the end, he just is kind of tired of him and he wants to get rid of him. He's like, what can I do? How can I get rid of you? Starts, you know, speaking to him in an intimidating fashion. And he starts to try to egg him on to see how long it'll take before somebody comes and saves him. Right? Is that what happened? He starts kind of pushing him and doing disrespectful things to him. Slaps him in the face, I think. There you go. And then Heyman got mad. Heyman actually got fired up a little bit, although he can't fight. And then I think right when Seth Rollins grabs him and starts shoving him, that's when finally CM Punk's music hits. And they come out and they have a pull-apart. Well, not a pull-apart, but CM Punk runs in and they have a fight, actually. No pull-apart yet. They actually do let them fight. So in the end, CM Punk got curb stomped. So he ran into the ring and Seth Rollins kind of got him with a curb stomp. And when Paul Heyman runs to check on him, Seth Rollins had a chance to curb stomp Paul Heyman as well, but he didn't do it, right? He looks at him. He actually had a really good chance to do it. And then because of that, he's like, you know what? Since I didn't kill you, you owe me a favor. So I don't know. We'll look into the merits of this as we break this down in depth. But it was a cool moment nonetheless. Let's see some reviews. Let's see what you guys thought about this in our review post, if I can pull that up. Let's see. Me and Robert, 2 thumbs up. Okay. Me and Robert with the really liked it. Vlad with the thumbs up, he liked it. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're going to do our predictions for that later on. But I think the reason I wanted to bring this segment up in particular before we go into deep about who we think is going to win and what's going to happen, I was kind of confused. I don't know if there's something I misheard or didn't hear, or there was a moment why we were told that Punk wasn't there with Heyman. I mean, he just asked the guy to be in his corner, and now he goes out there, and he lets him cut a promo on his own, okay. But then he starts getting harassed and pushed around by Seth Rollins, and it takes him a long time to come out. That was the hole in the plot that I saw. I don't know why he wasn't there quicker. So I did give it 2 thumbs up, but I still like the segment. Overall, I like the idea of the triple threat at this point. They've made us interested in it. And Seth Rollins, The favor. I don't know. I think something could come of that. Seth Rollins is now owed a favor. I don't know. He did kind of save his life there by not killing him. So, okay. I'll start with Vlad. Thumbs up. Any comments on what I said about CM Punk not being out there sooner, and anything else you have to say about this segment?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. You did bring up a good point. He could have been out there with him. Yeah, I'm trying to defend it or see if I could come up with any rationale why he wouldn't be there. I don't know. I mean, he probably didn't think that Rollins was going to do anything to him, but I don't know why not. But anyways, as far as, I don't really want to overthink that whole situation. You're right, there is some sort of logical thing there that they could have tightened up. But, I liked it. Seth was great here. This is the Seth that I want. This is the only Seth that I've ever wanted.
Yes.
I mean, as a heel, he works great. But not like the annoying, laughing, stupid heel that, that all that stuff that he does. This is the type of heel that he needs to be. I thought this was a fantastic segment. He was tremendous. Paul, of course, is always great. I mean, like I said, the facials, the acting scared, he does everything well, obviously, with Heyman. And I'm sure he's one of the main reasons that the segment was a success, because I'm sure he put his own little thing on it. But overall, I mean, it makes me more interested in WrestleMania, the main event, or one of the main events, or however they're wording the Saturday main event, I guess, let's call it that. I have an idea of what I think might happen, but I guess we'll talk about that in the predictions. I want to save that for that. But this was a great segment. I'm happy when Seth is used correctly. I hope Seth continues to be used seriously like this. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say? It was a very good segment, and I can't wait to see now what happens at the triple threat. I'll leave it at that.
All right, cool. Robert, you go. This is the only storyline we're reviewing today, so Let's hear your thoughts. 2 thumbs up from Robert.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I agree with you as far as there's like a illogical plot hole of CM Punk not being there, but I mean, this happens all the time in wrestling. It's kind of expected for stuff like this to happen. So for dramatic effect, someone's got to be in the back to eventually come out later on for the save. So it's a common thing in wrestling. So I don't think it's a big deal personally for me.
No.
The thing that's confusing for me is I don't really buy this whole Paul Heyman owing Seth Rollins a favor. That I don't buy. That's the part that's confusing. I'm like, so what? Just because he didn't curb stop him?
I guess that's a tease for our predictions. So you don't see Paul Heyman turning towards Seth Rollins.
Well,
then, huh?
I'll get to our predictions later, but I just don't think that there. I just don't buy this idea that now Paul Heyman owes Seth a favor, because
I think he does.
To owe someone a favor, there has to be like an agreement, right? Beforehand, like I do this for you, you do this for me, and
Seth should really curb stomp him now. If he doesn't give him a favor, that's what I say. But okay.
Yeah, yeah, curb stomp him at WrestleMania. But that's
there you go.
That's neither here. No, but I don't think it would be. Joining forces, I don't see as a good fit. Like I don't see it as something that. I don't see him completely as a Paul Heyman guy, if you know what I mean. I just don't see it. But we'll see. Anything could happen, I guess. But
Okay, then I'm gonna move along from that. If you want the rest of our Raw review, it's in the description below. And also on top of that, not just Raw, but we're going to skip like every show this week. I just want to jump to our WrestleMania predictions. So these are shows that I have reviews of done. Thumbs up, thumbs down reviews from the week. And everyone who is listening who has nothing to do can go through all these and get all my thoughts on every angle in depth. Vlad and Robert feature on the Smackdown review, and Robert features on the NXT review. And I did Evolve and Impact all by myself. So AEW we'll get to later on in the day. So we'll talk about that after our WrestleMania predictions, just for a little bit, because I know it's WrestleMania week. No need to spend a lot of time on AEW at the... Robert, Vlad, thank you for being here. It is late. I think we got to go to sleep. We got one more episode to do. So we're going to watch WrestleMania next week at my house, and then
Real quick before we go, I just gotta
WrestleMania
mention
review.
Braun Breaker's spear has to be mentioned as something that just before we go.
Oh yeah,
Honorable mention. Honorable mention.
that was a very crazy looking spear.
That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
Because like he did like a front flip after that or something, like in midair or after.
I mean, it looked literally like it was a rocket
Yeah.
that was launched into Carlito.
Did you see Carlito's tweet?
Yes, that he was dead, right?
Later on, he's inviting everyone to his funeral service and stuff.
That's not cool.
I know.
Oh,
Well, we'll see. Carlito might have some involvement at WrestleMania somehow. He could take a big bump from somebody. Maybe they'll do it again. But